401k is obviously critically important to your long-term financial success. I've got 3 advanced strategies for your 401k. That and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Your 401k is your greatest wealth building tool. That's true for most of us. Now, if you own a business or happen to have an elite skill set, you know, Shaquille O'Neal, or are an actor or something, Mark Zuckerberg, that sort of thing, then yeah, growing your business or using that unique gifting that you have, of course. But for most of us, we use our talents in the marketplace for wages. And where can we place those wages that have the ability to accumulate in a preferential, tax treatment in a way that can really build wealth for us? Well, the 401k is the biggest bucket. It is the biggest source of tax shelter that you have at your disposal to contribute to if you've got a 401k at work or a 403b. And so that makes it your greatest wealth building tool. You can throw a lot of money into it. It has some tax benefits and some features, and the ability to grow and accumulate that makes it very, very unique. So, are you using it to its greatest advantage? Well, depending on your situation, it may be appropriate for you to consider some advanced strategies and apply those to your 401k. I've got 3 advanced planning strategies that you can consider. Each of these, know that not every 401k offers these, and also know that each of these, it may not be appropriate for each individual. So you need to be working with your certified financial planner and see if any of these strategies would make sense for you, and then work with your 401k to see, are these available? And then from there, decide and determine which ones to implement. The first advanced strategy for your 401k is investing through the brokerage option or brokerage window or brokerage link. All of those terms mean the same thing. And so what is it? It is an investment choice within your 401k that allows you to invest outside of your 401k. It sort of doesn't make sense. That's why they call it a brokerage link, brokerage window, that sort of thing, because the money stays within your 401k, but it actually is invested through a window that gets you to a separate account that you have a lot more options and flexibility as to how you invest it. And here's why this is important, and why it's not this is a basic thing everyone should consider. No, it's more of an advanced strategy just for those whom it applies or where this would be a big benefit. Because the single greatest financial decision you'll ever make in your life is your asset allocation. And that's a little geeky, forgive the jargon there, but that is, well, what is your investment mix? Which investment tools do you use? What's your diversification? What's your recipe? All of that, what percentage is in large cap and which large cap investment do you use? What percentage is in mid cap and which investment, small cap, international, emerging markets, real estate, commodities, aggregate bonds, international bonds, inflation protected bonds, hedge strategies, all those sorts of things. Those decisions, that decision in aggregate is your biggest financial decision, most important financial decision you're going to make in your life. And then subsequently, through all the ups and downs, can you stick with it? Can you stay with it? Or will you actually overcorrect or deviate at an inappropriate time or unfortunate time? So if that's true, it's at odds with something else that researchers have found has been true and a trend within 401ks. And that is, we all know the statistics that on average, people are behind in where they need to be in order to be ready for retirement. So they're behind in their savings. So there's all sorts of laws and encouragement and incentives for 401k company or for businesses to open a 401k, have a 401k available, and get people saving. Well, studies have found that the more investment choices that are available within your 401k, the less likely someone is to start contributing, because it's confusing. I don't want to make a wrong choice. I've got lots of choices. I've got choice sort of paralysis. I'm just not going to do anything. And so what 401k companies are doing or have done over the past decade or so is they've really limited your investment choices. You'll have a handful of target date type funds. You'll then have maybe a large cap fund, maybe a small cap fund, maybe one international fund, probably not real estate or commodities or anything like that, one or two bond funds, and that's it. So you don't have a lot of pieces or ingredients in which to choose from. And even if you do have a smattering that at least cover some of those areas, you don't have a lot of choice. So you might not like the single choice within midcap. Might not be a good one. Might not like the single choice within international. What the brokerage window then allows you to do is you can go in your 401k, through your 401k to a separate brokerage account where you have almost unlimited investment choices. It's going to be based on the platform, whether that brokerage window is at Fidelity or at Schwab or other accounts like that, where you can invest in an ETF. You can invest in an S&P 500 index fund. You can invest in an actively managed fund. You can find a commodity fund, an emerging markets fund, a real estate fund. And yeah, you could do, that could be dangerous because you can invest in something that's very speculative or something that maybe you don't understand, and there's disadvantages or at least risks to be aware of. But if you're trying to craft a world-class allocation and you don't have the pieces to build that and hold that within your 401k, going through the brokerage window, the brokerage option would get that, would allow you to then build out a fully robust portfolio. So advanced strategy number one, as you're building your 401k, as that balance has grown, consider and explore whether you should be using a brokerage window, brokerage option to get a fully diversified portfolio. That's strategy number one. Strategy number two is along the same lines, or at least pursuing the same purpose, and that is an in-service rollover. An in-service rollover. When you are working with your employer, and if you've been with them for a long time, and you've been contributing then to your 401k for a long time. So there again, it's operating, your 401k is operating exactly the way I sort of laid it out that it would. It's your largest, greatest wealth building tool. So now you have a significant amount of your wealth in one specific area. That's great if you've got all the right investment tools available to you. But if you don't, try that brokerage window, and if that's not an option, maybe an in-service rollover is, which means this is not available in every plan. Your plan would need to allow it, but if they do, then at age 59 and a half, maybe at age 60, maybe at age 55, depending on the plan document, they allow you the option to roll over some of your 401k or even all of it into an IRA without separating service. You're still working there, which is normally not allowed. While you're still working at that company, your 401k needs to stay at the 401k. But if your plan allows in-service withdrawals or in-service rollovers, then look at the criteria. Typically it's age-based, and then typically it will let you roll over your contributions or the match contributions or something. And you may want to consider working with your CFP and rolling those dollars over via an in-service rollover to your IRA. Now, if it's pre-tax money that's coming from your 401k to your IRA, obviously no tax, no penalty. If you're doing this with Roth dollars, you'll want to roll it over to the Roth IRA. But why would you do that? Well, IRAs offer more flexibility both in withdrawal options and accessibility, but also in investment choices. You could access some different investment strategies, some different investment management than you can get within your 401k and possibly even through that brokerage window. So advanced strategy number two, look at in-service withdrawals, in-service rollover. For folks where you're really building wealth and you're just a couple steps away from retirement, this makes a ton of sense to start getting the flexibility that the IRA offers. And then advanced strategy number three for your 401k is the mega backdoor Roth IRA. I've talked about this a lot, have had a lot of other content on this. So if this is your first introduction or you're looking for more content on that, definitely subscribe to the channel and explore our video library, because the mega backdoor Roth is not for everyone. Your plan needs to allow it, and it's very unique. But if all the stars align, which I shouldn't say it like that because they do for many people, wow, this can be a fantastic option. Here's the deal. For everyone, your contribution limit to your 401k, pre-tax and Roth, share the same contribution limits. That's $23,000. It's up to 100% of your income, capped at $23,000 for 2024. And if you're age 50 or older, then you can do another $7,500. That's the IRS set limit. But the overarching IRS set limit is actually a different number. It's $69,000 to defined contribution plans, which is a 401k. It's $69,000 plus another $7,500 if you're age 50 or older. So that's the maximum that you cannot exceed into a defined contribution. So wait a second, why are there two different limits? Shouldn't there just be one limit? Well, your pre-tax and Roth limit is that $23,000 plus another $7,500. But you can also do, there's something else, a 415 limit, that's the $69,000. You can also contribute to your 401k after tax if your plan allows. And why would you do that? Well, because if you contribute after tax above and beyond your pre or Roth contribution limits, then there's a special ability where you're able to move that after tax money into the Roth side of your 401k via an in-plan conversion, or convert it to a Roth IRA, and then those after-tax dollars are then growing tax-free in your Roth IRA. That's a slimmed down version of how the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA works. Your plan needs to allow after-tax contributions. They then need to allow this in-plan conversion, or you need to be aware of the two-step here and work with your CFP on it. So those are 3 advanced strategies, not basic strategies that everyone should apply. Those are just for a few of you in certain situations and only if your 401k allows. So once again, work with your certified financial planner. Your CFP that's doing comprehensive financial planning should bring clarity and confidence to your financial life, but also creativity, creative strategies to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. And the beautiful thing is all ensuring that that's in sync. These strategies are in sync with all 6 areas of your financial life. So work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.